Incredible stall util in post plants and on defense. Things that are bad, no refreshable smoke, so you can't play slow. Other things that are rough, you're not playing double controller. So it's like very hard to play mid control unless you are investing one of the only 3 smokes you have to do so. So every smoke, watch where it goes and count how many are left, because that'll be a key in how G2 play.
And Daiki will be tracking that as well. When Daiki was calling on this map versus Crew Visa, played a lot for mid space and a lot of slow rounds playing the entire map. This one up right behind the wall. Akita tucked away in the corner, was great on the openers and succeeds again, finding 2. Petra also up in window, drops the spike to only leave Issa and Bezerra alive.
And not much for them to do. Brim smoke up towards mid for another couple seconds. But Bezerra just looking for some kind of fight towards B main.
Mimi eyeing the line. Not over-committing, wow! Just the jiggles there. I think a dink through the wall and then another headshot. Secures what should be another pistol. You know, Haven started off in the same way. G2 win the opening pistol, they win their second round.
And then they win 1 rifle round for the entire rest of the game.
Right, so there's reason to have skepticism.
Yeah.
And yet, I think one of the bright spots that we see in this round, just like back on Haven, Akita so good at getting that first kill all the time.
Yeah, she started the game, I think, like 3-0 in opening kills. She was flying on the swings into mid, and honestly, going into this game, I was the most worried about her for G2. The only young rookie player stepping into this server against what I think is the second scariest team at this tournament. And she didn't skip a beat, even if her team struggled.
Let's go!
And bringing some happy vibes after winning a pistol round, and now looking to convert it cleanly.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point about the experience here. You've got a lot of players that have just been in finals straight up, as Akita gets another first kill. But you've also got 3 players that have been in here since the very beginning. Petra, Mimi, and Daiki were all at that inaugural championship in Berlin in 2022.
Liquid is a pretty new team from them. Only Daiki remains from that 22 roster, only Petra and Mimi on the other side. But both those groups of players have managed to form a new team that has continued to make it back to GCC after GCC.
Always the top dogs as well, even after a more turbulent year this time around for G2, as this mission into B main does not result in a kill. Team Liquid blow up the middle of the map, as I think we're going to expect to see Daiki call a lot throughout this attack.
Because if you try and go into main hits against this Brim, that is where that agent thrives.
Yeah, it's also not just the Brim, it's also the Vise that a lot of teams have shifted away from. The Thorns and the Wall mean that you're really only going to be sending in Jelly or Jujina with the teleports.
And now let's lock in for a second, because 3 on 4, and everyone is coming from one angle. There is a risk factor in this round.
Especially with Issa ready to swing off of the Guardian, but with that Guardian dropping, I think the risk instantly starts to be flushed away. Nice flash out of Mimi as well, as G2 just bundle together, have solid spacing, unnecessary as they just get kill after kill to only lose Akita in the entire round.
Very clean anti-eco for them. To the point you're making, I think that the real focus of this game will be on mid control. And frankly, if you look at that room smoke that's getting thrown down, when the Viper on the other side is defaulting the mid Viper wall, it almost completely counteracts that smoke. Because with a Waylay, Jelly can always get the faster timing quick into mid. The only counter really is if Mimi and Akita want to fight in instead. So I feel like if G2 are committing that smoke, they almost need to fight behind it. And if they're not, then they're just giving up mid control, which makes it so hard to play this map on defense.
Well, G2 on their bonus, postured for a big fight over B main. I don't know if Vanya has some kind of a lineup idea, or is just hiding back because she's not with the rest of the team, as a flash comes in from the other side. Akita in the corner, 3 rounds in a row to secure the first kill, but Daiki has a solid trade on the other side. With that forward smoke, Team Liquid have no reason to stick around.
No, they do not. And they're going to slow down. They won't overcommit into anything. They know that 2 of these Brim smokes are gone, so they can wait out and see where G2 re-clear.
Yeah, Jujina threw down a top mid smoke that G2 actually got in front of. That was to try and create some doubt while Team Liquid quietly regrouped to hit B, but it has allowed instead, with this moment of pause, Vanya to slip down mid. Isa holding the angle, turns away at exactly the wrong time.
They'll hear this orb getting thrown. They'll know in a moment.
G2 are down numbers, but they have a chance to do some serious damage. Great first shot, and now they have control out of the spike. Eugenia turns around as a Molly falls down. A catch as well from the fade. Jelly and Eugenia tethered together inside this circle. Still have to go back to the spike. Need 30 seconds to go and plant as Petra locks down another kill.
30 seconds left.
After a disastrous first map, G2 have won the first 3 rounds in a row out of a brilliant mid-round.
Already matching their score from map 1.
Okay, we didn't have to do them like that.
But the energy back with the team, the energy back with the fans as well. And a great call from them. They go for an early B main fight. I think they overcommit to it a little bit. Lose more players than they should have. But the call after is excellent. Walk back through mid, get a perfect timing on this flank.
3 seconds left.
And lock down the round.
Did I get inside your head?
So now it's Liquid reset down to an eco. And not too much for them to look for in this round.
Yeah, similar high flash out of Daiki. This one, though, right off the rip, I think the last round it was more of a response to the early aggression.
You see Liquid in these defaults where they start heavy B are throwing that A lurk wall instead, which means that the Brim Smoke will win the mid fight most of the time, unless you are following up something like that, like you're saying here with throwing down the Omen Smoke and then re-droning.
But what it lets TL do is get the insert over in B main, lets their Viper play up into A at the same time.
And the thing is, as long as Liquid keep the threat that they might do fast mid takes, G2 is going to feel like they always need a Brim Smoke there, which means you're playing with 2 smokes for your entire round.
It can be pretty frustrating. I think the KO also makes it difficult for defensive teams to really fight over the top into mains early, because the knife is always going to catch 3 players if it's used in response to aggro.
And not just that, there's always a threat if you're playing close on smokes that they're going to walk up, contact out, and go for these pop flash waylay plays that are so effective.
But this round just got a little interesting with Jelly getting the kill onto Akita, finally knocking out the waylay first. Now Jelly jumps on forward, picks up a Phantom.
That's a problem.
But G2 still have 2 players into elbow. Even if they've given up control of the site, even if they allow the spike to be planted, they can pinch back into this site.
They're committing it.
Wow.
Team Liquid want to win this round, and they believe they can.
Daiki already with an ult. Now a spit into the corner. Issa waits for it, but is knocked down. Sylvania still uncleared. Paranoia on the other side. Now shot in both directions. It's Mimi and Amy to keep the snowball rolling. Have to come away with some heroics. Shot goes wide on the other side. Mimi gets one, and now into the site goes Amy, pulling this round back against the eco of TL. Holding down the line, Amy pulls away from the spike, and G2 find their 4th.
It took some real heroics to win it, though. I think that was a straight-up 2-on-4 for Mimi and Amy at the end. They managed to make it happen. I love that Liquid was willing to commit ults in this round. Jelly opens that opportunity. They have a great idea on how to refight here towards elbow as well. But it comes down to these heroes, Amy and Mimi, 2 of the players that were struggling map 1. Coming alive for G2 and pushing their score to 4-0 now.
So last time we saw Team Liquid play on Corrode, they were very much in control of their attack.
Oh yeah.
I think Daiki was calling a phenomenal game. This time though, they have been shut down early. Wondering what kind of adjustments they can make here, because a lot of it has just been the opening picks. You know, G2 with a Waylay and a Yoru are always going to be looking to find early fights. Yeah,
the only round that wasn't an eco that they lost was that kind of weird one on round 3, right? Where they had a big advantage. They got re-cleared through mid and lost out. So I don't know if they need a big game plan adjustment. If I was to like look from scratch at what I would be interested in seeing, it would be focusing more on this mid control. Either threatening these fast hits or going into the later re-clears. I think both are very effective there. And they have a comp that is going to love getting close in mid. Think like that pistol round where they pop flash through, spawn. Ideas like that are very good with this energy comp.
There is also the aspect of the mental game too, the emotional whiplash of dominating 13-3 into instantly dropping the first 4 rounds of this second map. You know, I imagine they're feeling pretty high after that first one.
And Daiki's talked a lot about how the new coach, Naps, added this year, has brought more discipline to the team, has really reinvigorated them after missing out on GCC last year, having the disappointment of watching the competition from home.
Early flash, fight into A. This is new from Team Liquid as the double dive goes into yard. Amy waiting for it. Wall sectioned off the rest of the team. Team Liquid have to wait for the Vise wall to dissipate. Now all of a sudden, Akita trying to help out with the open. Bazera though holds the fort. These trades going back and forth as more and more fighters enter the fray. Petra and Akita hold it down quickly up to 5.
It is so hard to go for hard hits through main against this composition. Yes, that round was a change-up, putting the Vise on A, who's almost always been on B. But even if she wasn't there, there's still going to be someone playing in that corner.
Yeah, I mean, this round was solely reliant on Jelly getting that kill, buying time for the rest of the team to come in, and maybe going for the left side dive after seeing 2 players double up elbow in the previous round. But G2 were switching things up, and now we're forced onto another eco.
That's a pretty big gamble to make on your first real chance to win a rifle round in a while.
And of course, the snowball only is exacerbated when you use the Waylay ult to win the last round. And we've got Yoru Fade to keep it going.
You're talking about the teams. I'm feeling the whiplash now. G2 is dominating here. But the last eco round was close. Jelly got an opener. She picked up a gun. It got scary. So you don't want to count them out of a round like this.
But now, though, already 1 Brim Smoke used in bot mid. You're probably not going to send a second one down, at least this early. It's an early shot taken from Akita, sends her back into link.
This is a great time to go for the re-clear. Second that smoke drops, you go up. But Akita, she's so fearless. Just re-challenges off of just a Prowler. Fights on the other side as well. No worries for the youngster.
Yeah, only player I'm looking at now is Jujina hanging out in B main if she's going to try something out from this smoke.
I've really loved over the years watching G2 find these young players and develop them. When you look at the level of experience, even the other like all-time duos, Mel and Alexis, they pale in experience to what Petra and Mimi have done. They have been a duo for literally like twice as long as VALORANT has existed, playing FPS together. Those two are truly legendary in women's esports, pretty much unparalleled in their success.
Make every single GCC. Never a worse performance than top 3.
And to always find that new player to develop. And all committed here, but with such little time, it should be a sure round for G2 with this pinch already coming in.
Yeah, this one does not look good. A Nightfall even spent for the retake. Makes things absolutely miserable. Although in the muck of all these smokes, this could get a little bit messy. Akita, though, gets 4 onto the round. She just used the ult last round and is now just 2 away from being able to shoot another.
Yeah, give her that defuse. And look at the energy she's bringing to the stage. So joyous, so just much energy to be brought out and getting hyped up by her teammates as well after that 4K.
And Lol Park is pretty fun because the way the stadium is set up, you've got a side of the crowd with all the Liquid fans who are going ballistic in game 1. You got G2 right behind their players on the other side. Start a little war here.
Yeah, I think the Carmen Core section is warming up with some G2 cheers.
They're in the middle.
Yeah. They're not quite as into it as the G2 fans, but they'll get behind the action.
Yeah, the thing is that they probably, like, it would feel wrong to cheer for G2, you know?
You wouldn't want that.
After losing to them.
This is the round, though, Chrissy. Guns up for Team Liquid. Can they break the streak?
Oh, step up into B main. Jujina forced away. Akita still on the prowl. Really forcing Team Liquid to make a decision. Do you move quickly up into mid? You come back and dislodge Mimi?
The answer is mid, of course. They'll hold on to this, but do they try and re-clear back towards B main, or do they just commit an A split?
Petra is holding the line. Ready for it once this smoke goes down. Actually not even choosing to fight, just knife out. Here's the audio. Now reveals her shoulder, so falls on back as Jelly inches forward.
The goal here is to bait out a re-clear or try and open up an opportunity for Issa on A.
I mean, this is wild. Jelly is just going to hang out up in mid window. Look for a wrap back to A.
At what point do you think about this?
I mean, the thing is, G2 can't really do anything. They're paralyzed. Without mid control or a flank, they can't actually go anywhere if they're 2 players on B, so it has to be the forward hold. And it's only a trade. Now Hunter's Fury. Bazera trying to catch someone on the other side, push them back into Jelly's line. And now Jelly ready to find Amy. Backed into the corner. The nade is down. That utility is just overwhelming. And G2 had sent these 2 players onto a mission, onto the flank. Team Liquid knew exactly what is going down. It's got to be Akita if it's going to be anything for G2, if they're going to keep it perfect. And now slipping around the other side is Jelly. Team Liquid on the board.
That's exactly the round I was worried about with this Brimstone in play. You saw that G2 early put down a smoke, but they didn't fight up behind it. So Liquid clears space into mid. And once they have that, they freeze for so long. G2 didn't really have the tools to go for a re-clear, so they're stuck sitting on these sites, basically having to rely on forward anchoring, on winning the fights in main. But as soon as Mimi falls, this entire round gets fractured. Jelly's blown up the map through spawn, and it is cooked.
Yeah, a round like that is going to encourage Daiki to continue fighting for early mid space. Now a double dive onto one side. Is Mimi just going on a scouting mission? What's the idea here? No ultimates to combo with it. Just G2 stepping into B main again. And I guess full information of 5 players is valuable.
Does she TP into their spawn? She does.
She does. Oh my word. Wait, all of a sudden though, Team Liquid turned around, but that means Bazera's kind of looking the wrong direction. Mimi now catches her. A mad round, and yet it's around her G2 have them fully boxed into the site.
One enemy remaining.
Only one left, and Petra from on high brings it up 7-1.
TL completely lost situational awareness there. They got... Their minds exploded,
Okay,
basically.
but to be fair, how do you try and keep track of all
No, I
of
don't.
that?
I'm not expecting them to. A TP into their spawn has, meanwhile, just G2 fighting up forward into this site and holding it down. That was a weird one.
Yeah, okay, let's pause and think about that one. Dissect what just happened.
Yeah, this is a double timeout in the first half. It's another eco for Liquid. And it's interesting, because I feel like 2 of the rifle rounds they've lost have been just weird. Like,
Yeah.
it was that one, and then I'm also thinking about the bonus where they got late reflank through mid on a timing where no one was looking.
Yeah. And whether it was that bonus round or even a couple rounds ago where they just went for like the instant exec and got cut to pieces, it feels like these big important swing rounds have been decided in like no time at all. Like the round just blows up very quickly.
Something G2 is doing well now, realizing that Liquid have put a lot of presence into taking mid control early, is being very proactive at how they're asserting themselves on the extremities.
Yep.
I don't think we've seen a round where Issa has actually gotten a lurk deep into A that they've managed to call into, because she's always getting shooed away by Mimi, or sometimes it's Amy playing forward in that space.
And I think it makes a lot of sense to try and inject a lot of chaos in the early rounds, go for those fights, especially when Team Liquid showed a lot of really patient play in their opening match on Corrode. G2 sort of seized the reins themselves on defense again, getting the job done in A.
Issa is not allowed to lurk. G2 have made sure of that. Excellent work by Mimi again.
I wonder about, we've seen some quicker A looks, we've seen, mid play. Haven't seen a whole lot of just rips into the B site from Team Liquid.
I don't think you can against Brim Vise.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, because I think Vanya is jiggling with the molly in hand to try and get the instant spam.
Are you thinking like hinder her and try and punish something like that?
Yeah, we got a waylay. Let's dive on in, get something done.
Sure. At least that would buy, time to work a lurk somewhere else.
And this is a situation where maybe if they were able to, play this map again after watching the VOD, they see where Vanya is playing every round. They realize Eugenia can just teleport forward and never be caught.
But they've never really actually gotten into B, so they don't know yet.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll figure it out this round. Maybe not.
Maybe
She's
not.
playing Heaven.
Has already switched up that early positioning. Team Liquid trying the tried and true bore them to death strategy, which it's a hard sell for me on a round where we've got a Classic and a Sheriff and a Bucky. But if anyone's going to do it, it would be Jelly. Diving up into Elbow, already locked into that area of the map, but now as some pressure comes in from the back of Default, from up in Heaven. Jelly actually left Elbow.
Okay, guys, we need to die.
Yeah, my real concern is Bazera in mid without a chance to plant the spike or potentially even die. G2 could be bullies here and let her live. G2 could really bully her and let her live, force her into a Bulldog on the next round.
Vanya hide, let her live.
Cap that money. And yet they're going to go for the swing. Pad the KDs as Akita takes another for herself.
It's very rare you see teams actually let them live and punish the eco. It's fine. They get control of this one. It was a clean anti-eco. And now the real test begins. Liquid is getting ruined this game. It's got to feel cathartic for G2. After losing 13-3 map 1. That feels a world away now. So after going for a lot of mid-control rounds, they're going to try it on the
Mimi.
fast B, but they have the waylay ult. That's the solve to ruin this Brim.
And Vanya also has the Brim ult. I mean, there's everything to be able to stall this out, but the utility is overwhelming. She couldn't use it, so she pulls out her gun. Vanya gets the kill, and the molly goes down.
Every rifle round ends in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm convinced. Jujina was in spawn. I didn't even notice that.
Yep, a little bit of a Omen ult dive play there.
Yeah.
But that's why you don't try that.
No.
So we hadn't seen Team Liquid try that, and now they know.
And this is my problem with how Liquid is playing. Anytime they go for hard hits, they're putting Jelly somewhere where she either gets the kill or they lose. Like, she's always diving in deep. She's very rarely falling back. I would love to see her go for a bit more passive dives and pair up with Jujina teleporting in. I think that's the missing piece.
Yes, because they're trying to do over-the-top Omen in your spawn, create a crazy round. If you just teleport into the cubby, all of a sudden you got a second gun on the field.
And to a guy like me, it's just a normal round, but it's not working, let's say.
You know what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's a really good thing that we're heading to split for map 3.
Every split is close. Every split is a banger.
Every split is close. Because right now, these first 2 maps, opposite style stomps.
Hey, I've seen some comebacks on Corrode from 8-1.
From 8-1. I've seen G2 come back from 8-1.
Yeah, well, they're up 8-1 right now.
Left.
And it's a different
Ooh.
G2.
Yeah.
So maybe that narrative doesn't work.
Can we get Baby Bay up here to talk about how to come down 8-1? If anyone missed. G2's VCT squad came back from 8-1 in the finals of Rebel Homeground.
Yeah. Baby Bay's a pro player?
Yeah, who would have thought?
That's
he's also
crazy.
an analyst. He's doing 2 jobs at once.
Man.
He's the esports renaissance man.
Okay. Well, Christy, it's a Team Liquid eco. Okay, 2 options.
Oh, is that a thing?
Nice, let's go.
A, do they bore them to death? Or B,
Okay.
do they hard hit and die?
I'm thinking hard hit. Jelly's going to double dive up into A-Link where no one is.
Okay.
And then Team Liquid are going to realize there's just a whole lot of Vi's utility. And Mimi's op. And also, Jelly isn't going to go anywhere because Akita's going to get the kill. Oh, man.
It's fine. There's so much Valorant left to be played.
The beautiful thing about this series is that we came into it, we're like, it's gonna be a banger. These teams always deliver. They're always the top, like in the top 3 in GCC. And then game 1, I'm like, oh, okay, well, this series is terrible.
Yeah, Liquid's gonna stomp them.
It's a duo. Nah, G2 just fire back in exactly the same fashion. Yeah, let's make it perfect. Okay, let's not make it perfect. 10-1. This is even more dominant than TL's Haven.
My reaction to Petra.
It honestly looked like you were doing like the voiceover for Petra there.
Do you think I could do dubbing?
Yeah, but maybe you dubbed for Mimi. That's a little bit more
For
on
Mimi,
brand.
yeah. Yeah, I only watch G2 VOD subbed.
If you did the dub for Mimi, if there was like a credits like a movie, would it say Mimi as herself?
Yes. It would. We just move back and forth really quickly.
Yeah. Really impressive work. Okay, well, Dyke's going to go back to the high flash
It's a Team
play.
Liquid rifle round.
The one time they won a round, it came with a good flash here where they got some early picks. Oh, that's a gnarly little angle.
Yeah, nice from Vanya.
That's also off of the attack smoke Jujina's been throwing.
Here we go. Mid re-clear. Akita is here, but kind of in the open. Pushed away by the drone.
It's always been a drone. As soon as the smoke goes down, a drone is behind it. TL walk on in. Now we've got a null command. And with the Zera left around in mid, hold on. Team Liquid we're shooting bodies. We're shooting bodies down 10-1.
Economy.
Are we kidding?
Okay, well, they have the A site. There's a reclear coming, but look at where Jujina is.
Why not? Just silly map states nonstop. Amy is waiting for this lurk. Oh, wait, no, she turned around. So Jujina will have that timing. Amy gets the first kill, and there's ults here now.
That ult does nothing, though.
It does nothing, but this dimensional drift is going to spot out quite a few players. The rest of G2 trying to move behind it, but Jujina is still on the approach, inching forward, ready to take a head off. And now a snap back from Amy gets the kill. Bazera's on virtually 0 HP. You can't stick this ultimate. You can't get back in time to win the round. G2 are gonna take it anyways.
How? They're waving across it. We were shooting bodies this round, Liquid.
What?
And they lose like that.
Unbelievable. And how does it happen? Because Eugenia has a beautiful flank timing, but only gets the 1 kill.
Shocking.
A little bit quick to pull the trigger.
And credit to Amy, she hit some beautiful shots here.
Oh yeah.
That is a wacky, wild half of Valorant.
Yeah, that it absolutely is. 11-1 G2 bounce back after Haven. We're going to go down to the floor to hear some from people that might be really happy with this
G2
result.
미미 선수와 페트라 선수의 남자친구분들을 모셔보고 한번 이야기 나눠보도록 하겠습니다. 여자친구가 경기를 할 때 되게 신나기도 하고 좀 답답한 순간들도 있을 것 같은데 이러한 순간 특별한 내조 방법이 있는지 한번 들어보려고 해요. Hi guys, it's Bella. I'm standing with Mimi's boyfriend Mario and Petra's boyfriend Tom. Hey, good to see you guys.
Nice to see you.
It's very exciting and a little bit frustrating at times to see your girlfriends play. What are your special ways to show your support to the girls?
Yeah, so we prepared these signs. It says Petra #1 fan and Mimi #1 fan. So we're definitely trying to be loud, you know, make them feel the atmosphere, make them feel the confidence. So that would be my secret.
네, 마리오 씨는 이런 취어풀도 작성을 하고 현장에서 열띤 응원을 보내면서 이 분위기를 좀 힘을 얻어갔으면 하는 마음이라고 해주셨고요. What about you, Tom?
Just buying all the food they want and take them to Olive Young and make them happy, you know?
That's the cheat code.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
먹고 싶은 거 사주고 올리브영도 같이 가지고 국룰이라고 이야기를 해줬습니다. Thank you guys and best of luck to the G2 girls.
Thank you.
Very much.
All right, well, two people that should be very pleased with this bounce back out from G2. I'm in a little bit of shock at the moment, Mimi, because
Well, why is that?
I don't quite know what to make of the scenes we've been
Well,
witnessing.
we are about to be helped by the beautiful Coinbase econ report, which is telling us that G2 is winning a lot, and everyone is doing pretty fantastic, especially Akita. I've been really impressed with her today. Even in the map 1 loss, she was owning, like constantly just taking fights out mid and dominating there. Here we can see some more of her stats where she is dominating pretty much everyone in the server right now again.
I will say, look at the damage done on the KO on Daiki. She solved the Daiki problem single-handedly.
Yep.
Beautiful work.
And good for her. How many kills does that translate to in terms of damage? You're good at math. Like
16
7?
kills.
16 kills?
Well, because I just looked at the screen where it says she has 16 kills.
No, but not all against Daiki.
Oh, against Daiki?
That was the question I was asking you.
Well, it depends if Daiki's buying armor or not.
Okay, let's average it out. Let's say on average she has 125 health.
Oh, we're going to 125. I would say like 7 kills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
I
about
think
right.
that math is near perfect.
Dear viewer, I hope you were engaged by that conversation, because here we go.
If you want more numbers, pistol round stats, G2 have been slightly better than Team Liquid.
I've got another number for you.
Yeah.
11-1. That's the score.
Those are 2 different numbers, Mimi.
Sorry. I should have specified that.
Don't underpromise and oversell me.
You'd hate to be oversold. Or underpromised. I don't know.
I'm sold on this series.
Okay, here's the sell. A stomp on map 1. A stomp on map 2. The split has to be good then, right?
Yeah, you know what ruins this narrative?
Uh-huh.
TL win 8 rounds here in the second half and then lose.
Back in a flash.
But it would deliver a better game, so
You're
I'm here
counting
for
on the
it.
fake comeback? All right.
Let's see. Let's see what we can do.
That's
Already.
a start.
Good start. Okay, but Mimi is coming back into the site. Rest of G2 showing up as well. And Mimi, there's 2 people working the flank.
And it's a retake into the brim smoke, but the strong side is the flank. That's good news.
Spike planted.
How much can these players do? It was a bit of a brutal half for Jelly to start the game.
Jelly and Daiki do have a fair amount of utility. Bizarra, no one can shoot the dart because they're playing off site. Vanyu is the only player that could have done that. And so now Team Liquid try to connect themselves a pistol round. 1-on-2 from Mimi with a reposition on elbow. Both players still looking at heaven. It's a good plan for her. Better shot out of Bizarra.
So they win the pistol. And it's going to be at least 11-2 now. Okay. Do you think it's 13-8?
Or is it another 13-3?
That's a good question. Is this a I mean, certainly what we're being sold right now is a possible fake comeback.
I think the important thing is that we don't believe too soon.
It's true.
Let's take our time with it.
Well, I think first we
I don't
can
even know why we're talking about it.
calmly enjoy this anti-eco,
Yeah.
in which nothing weird will happen.
I'm sure. Actually, you're quite likely right. I was seeing, is Akita going to go for some Bucky shenanigans? What are we
No,
gonna
no.
Get done on that front.
Just a ghost. It's an honest game.
Petra on the fade is going to be lurking on the B side early.
I will say, if I'm going to give you a cope of a better game, I think this Brim comp is hard on attack side, because if you ever get stalled, you just run out of options.
The nice thing is you never get stalled because you have Waylay and you have Yoru.
And that's a great point. But I think
No. Okay.
Calm down.
Okay. I'm gonna slow my roll for a second,
Please.
because I was worried about Akita's lurk over on the A side at the same time. Team Liquid are starting to look the wrong directions. Gina is now dead again. Stop. Okay, Daiki. Keep it calm, Daiki. Keep it calm. It is now a 2-on-3 in which G2 have the numbers, have a couple of guns.
I'm not keeping it calm.
I'm about to freak out. I'm about to freak out.
Is not how this round was supposed to go. They have guns. They have a great post plan.
Yes, this potential crossfire. Actually, G2 fall out of that, realizing Team Liquid are going to eat up a lot of time, even just trying to get back in. Jelly has an outlaw on 70 HP. Goes for the shot, but she falls. It has to be Bazaar in a 1-on-3, and Akita will get 3 kills to say no, no, no.
Christy, she's emoting.
No.
It's done. Wrap it up.
That's also what Petra just said. Unbelievable. A MasterCard Thrifty off of one purchase. 500 credits. It's called the Ghost. But,
They had 4 classics. Oh my god.
Remaining.
I still think the full stick in the final round of game 1 is worse than what just happened.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about the full stick that ended map 1.
Sorry to remind you about
How
that.
can we top that?
I don't know. Let's see. It's 12-2 right now. Okay, well.
Maybe another eco?
Yeah.
Hero by Jelly?
Let's let TL win the force, so that we can have the 12-3 score line. And then we can do another silly round to finish.
What are they chanting?
You know what? Do better than 2? It was not very enthusiastic. We'll see.
There's still time for them to get some energy. Lots of Valorant left to be played. Here we go.
I mean, 3 players on this site. G2 not in a comfy position just yet, although as 2 players get rolled over, and he said not involved in the fight.
So what is she up to here?
And they're really trying to clear her.
Okay.
Nicely done. I think just jump peeking from the Yor actually spotted a shoulder or something.
Right here.
There's that hero gun finally arriving, but maybe too little too late.
One enemy remaining.
Definitely seems too late. I don't know what Daiki's supposed to do with a Bucky. Somehow, we have had a more dominant map 2 than we did on map 1.
Have we?
Stop. Simply ridiculous. Simply ridiculous.
No, she's 1 HP. It's over. Right?
I don't like the words you're saying. Look, oh, let's get the triple Bucky collat. Triple Bucky collat, no. All right, G2, take care of business. We're going to go to a map 3 and hopefully get a close game.
Yep.